Hey girl, hey, my name is Gina DeFord. I'm the founder of Babe Crafted. We are Tampa Bay's favorite girl gang. I'm going live today with Leah Menegros of LMG Creative Feng Shui. We're going to be talking about feng shui for business owners, what feng shui is, who it's for, and we want your questions. Welcome everyone who's joining us. Hi Deb, I see you. Hi Jamie. Hi Chanel. Welcome. Hi Alyssa. Please feel free to tell us a little bit about yourself in the chat. Let us know if you're familiar with feng shui. We're going live with Leah in just a moment. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and invite her. We're going to get this party going. I hope everyone is feeling oh so wonderful today. Hi, Leah.
Hey, how are you, Gina?
Doing great. Long time no see.
Yes, yes. Thank you so much for this opportunity to do this. I'm so excited.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Thank you for sharing your time and energy with us. So tell us a little bit about yourself. Tell us about LMG Creative.
So, my name is Leah Menegros. I'm a feng shui consultant here in the Tampa Bay area. I am a native Floridian, which is not as rare as it used to be. I'm mom to a beautiful and rambunctious little boy who stole my heart 6 years ago. I have an amazing partner, my husband Josiah. We'll be going on 7 years of marriage this fall. And I've spent over the last decade of my career in commercial development and property management. And I had the most amazing opportunity to birth, create, design, build, and eventually manage several commercial and residential properties throughout Florida's Gulf Coast. And LMG Creative is really just a labor of love, and it's a way for me to help other female entrepreneurs really just live life with intention, manifest through design, and live a life that they love.
That is wonderful. So we have some love in the chat for you for 7 years of marriage from Fit for Mom. So sweet. So awesome to have everyone tuning in with us. So I'm going to be asking you some questions, Leah, and then we're going to keep an eye out for some comments. So if you haven't already, folks, please go ahead and tell us, what industry are you a part of and how familiar are you with feng shui? On a scale of 1 to 5, being not familiar at all to very familiar, we would love to know. And for those who are not very familiar, Leah, what is feng shui?
Well, feng shui is a lot of things. I like to say it's just as multifaceted as the feng shui crystals that we use. And if you haven't seen one, it's a cut crystal that has multiple faces to it. You'll hear feng shui defined a lot as the art of placement, the intentional placement of furniture or decor within your home. You'll also hear it explained as a balancing or harmonizing of qi, also known as energy, within your space. And it is that, but it is so much more. There is such a healing aspect to feng shui, and that is truly what I love the most about it. It is a beautiful means of self-care. It's about shifting what is in your space in order to shift your perspective, see things through a fresh set of eyes, finding comfort in the uncomfortable. You know, as humans, we become creatures of habit and very routine. We get stuck and stagnant. We get on the hamster wheel, go, 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 and we just kind of miss what's happening around us. Feng shui is truly a way to look at all of those things, the good, bad, and the ugly, and not see it as a hindrance, but see it as an opportunity for change.
That is so beautiful. It sounds like something we should all welcome into our lives. So who is feng shui for, and how did you get into feng shui, Leah?
Feng shui is for anyone and everyone. It really is a lifestyle, I would say. And I got into it, I had studied it briefly when I was in interior design school, and kind of just knew the gist of it. But it wasn't until I was truly struggling in my own life that I decided to utilize it. I was on the verge of burnout. I was just, had lost my spark, you know, just down and out for the count, mind, body, and spirit. I started implementing its principles. It had such a profound effect on my own life, also the life of just my home life, my husband and my son. It had such a positive change on all of my relationships. I became obsessed. I started studying it, and I decided, nope, this is what I want to do. I want to share this with other people, and I want to help.
That is phenomenal. Okay, so let's dive a little deeper, so we're talking about how it has helped you to improve relationships and how you enjoy your home and your office. So what does it really look like? Like as far as like before and after?
So it can be as dramatic or as easy as you want it to be and as simple. It can be as much as moving a piece from one area of your home to another area where it is better suited based on the principles, the wisdom of feng shui. It can be painting a room a different color or adding a piece of artwork that has a different element to it than what you currently have. Or it can be, something as dramatic as you completely just gut a kitchen or shift a space from one area, to another. It's the full spectrum, so it's as much as as simple as you want it to be or as intense as you want it to be.
Right on. So it's not the same for everyone is what I'm hearing.
Exactly. It is tailored to you, your own individual journey, what's going on at that current moment in your life, and whatever it is that you're trying to manifest in that moment as well.
Love that. So, it really comes down to what you want to feel when you're in those spaces, right?
Exactly. And how something makes you feel. We innately as humans, when we walk into a space, we get a feel of the energy or what it is around us. And, sometimes it's not that the place is bad. It's just that no, we can change things and we can shift them and we can make it more harmonious and more balanced. And it's really about bringing that balance forward.
Gotcha. And I love that you said energy, Leah, because I think a lot of us, when we think of energy, we think of, people, but energy can also come from the things that we surround ourselves with, the spaces that we inhabit. So we have a question in the chat. So Sophia is a personal stylist. So her question, it's fun that her question ties into her industry. So she wants to know, how can this be implemented in a closet environment?
Yes, 100% this can be implemented into a closet environment. And I was saving some shout outs for the end, but I'm going to give her one now. So Sophia styled me for today. I
Oh,
told her what I wanted. She picked it out. And I specifically went for animal print because when you want to be seen, when you want to be recognized, animal print is a great way to bring in that fire energy to help you be seen. So that is one way that you can bring it into your closet and into your wardrobe. If you've got a big event, go for red, go for bold, go for animal print.
love it. Well, you don't have to tell me twice. That's phenomenal. So can you talk a little bit about how we can improve the balance in our office spaces? We have a lot of business owners in the chat today. So, everyone's office where they work is going to be a little bit different, but what have you noticed, in what you've learned and what you've implemented for others that can help improve that for business owners?
Yes. So I feel first and foremost going through and looking at what you use and what you don't use. Clutter just is stagnant energy. It's energy that needs to be moved. It needs to flow and it stops it. It blocks it from doing so. So look at your desk, look at your office space. Where are you seeing blocks? Is there a picture there that someone gave you and you no longer speak to that person anymore and it just elicits or brings up old or bad memories? That's something that probably needs to go. If you have a stack of paperwork or mail that you haven't checked that's from a year ago, yeah, maybe it's time, put it in the shredder or throw it away. Things like that, those are the first blocks when it comes to bringing in harmony and balance into our office space.
Gotcha. And, speaking of clutter, like I'm like the pile queen. I love to make, I don't love, it's just like something I've done my whole life is like, I just make piles of things of like, oh, I'm going to get to this later. Or, oh, I'm going to look at this tomorrow. And then I never do. And there's just piles everywhere. Do you have any tips for someone like me who just clutter is just, it's like practically my middle name?
Well, first of all, clutter is different for everyone. Someone may walk into a space and it's, so clean and clean lines, nothing there. And to them, it feels cluttered and vice versa. So clutter is different for everyone. But when you're recognizing that, hey, I have these things hanging around me that I feel are cluttered to me and I don't want them there. The first tip that I give is pick a time Pick a season,
Mm.
even if it's okay once every quarter, just as you balance your checking account or your bank balance, whenever, which some people are going to do daily, some are going to do at different times. Find a season or a system that works for you. I do it quarterly. I think that's a great way to start each quarter anew. And I go through different areas of my home, and I start with 9 minutes every day. Nine is a very powerful number in feng shui. And if you feel like, okay, maybe I can do more than nine, then set your timer for 30 and do it for 30. The most important part is that you're setting that time, you're creating that consistency, and you're doing it. And then celebrate yourself, celebrate that win afterwards, because that's what makes it feel good. Not everyone wants to sit there in piles of paperwork or, things that they haven't gone through in forever. And so really celebrate the fact that, hey, you know what, girl, pat on the back, you did it.
That's so helpful. Thank you for sharing that, Leah. And we have several ladies in the chat who say that they're pile queens as well. And would love to hear from anyone. So what other, say challenges or pain points do you have in your home or your office? Drop them in the chat and we will get to them. So is there anything else that you've noticed, like common challenges you see, and how we can, because you mentioned setting a timer to clear some clutter. What other things have you noticed, that we can, pretty easily, if we're intentional about it, can turn it around and make our office or home more harmonious?
Yes. So being intentional is first and foremost for everything when it comes to feng shui. It's a very intentional way of living. And so when you're looking at your space and you're seeing these kinds of things, what we're doing is we're also shifting your mindset. So it's about creating the mindset that you would like in order to affect these changes. If you're a person that enjoys affirmations, before you start your decluttering, set an intention, say an affirmation, something that is going to put you in the mindset to get the end result that you want to achieve.
That is such a nice tip. And not to put you on the spot or anything, but so we have a question in the chat. We're going to get to you, Sophie, in just a moment. Thank you so much for your question. Do you have any affirmations that you use when it comes to making over a space or clearing some clutter, or anything that you'd like to share, Leah?
So I would say that the one thing that has stuck with me since really incorporating feng shui into my life is just accepting. I have learned to, and it's an affirmation within one word. It's just to accept that I can accept where I am at the present moment. Yes, I have these goals of where I want to be. And yes, I have past versions of myself. And I'm so thankful to those past versions for getting me to where I am. But just knowing that, you know what, hey, it's okay that I have a closet that I haven't gone into in who knows how long, that probably has crap from high school that, I haven't seen in years. And I'm kind of afraid to even open the door because I don't even know if I'm going to be able to close it after I do. That is okay. Give yourself some grace and just accept where you are, accept the flow of life, and know that those things will be handled in your own time. My teacher would always say that feng shui is really just the path of self-discovery. And it truly is. And it's a path that everyone does on their own time. So don't get hung up on the girl next door who has, a whole picture perfect pantry. You will get there, and it's going to be picture perfect for you when the timing is right for you.
That is so lovely. I love that we're talking about, accepting ourselves of where we are, being patient with ourselves, giving ourselves grace. I mean, these lessons, and self-discovery. I mean, I know we can see these lessons everywhere, but like this is such a nice, feng shui sounds like such a nice opportunity to practice them. I want to share with you, Leah. So we have a comment that I want to share, and then I'm going to give you Sophie's question. So we have a comment from Tess of Tibellas. So she says, feng shui is so important when it comes to event layouts.
Yes.
Yeah. So, I mean, it can even be outside of your home or office, but just like setting that tone for the people who are going to be coming to enjoy the experience you've put together. That is such a great comment. Thank you for sharing that, Tess. Okay, so without further ado, drum roll. Sophie's question is, how can I set up my office or workspace to stay the most productive or focused?
That is a great question. So in feng shui, we have what is known as the commanding position, and that is positioning yourself in a place of that is going to be best suited for you, in a place of power. So you want to do it where your back is not to the door. You want to be able to see the door. You want your back to be somewhere on a solid wall. You don't want it to be so that you're right up against a window and everything behind you is glass. So the most important thing would be making sure that you can see the door. The door is not to your back. There isn't an opening to your back. There isn't a window. And so it's funny because when I learned about this in feng shui, I grew up with that same sort of notion in Italian culture. It was a thing. Well, you don't want to sit with your back to the door. And I always thought, oh, that's so weird. Like, why would you say that? And then as I started to learn, I was like, whoa, this makes a difference. I truly feel that. So if you can set up your desk so that A, door is in your line of sight, B, don't have a window directly behind you. It can be off to the side like I am here. Those are two things that are really going to set you up for success.
Those are so helpful and tangible. Thank you for sharing those, Leah. And thank you for your question, Sophie. Let us know how you feel about those tips in the comments. And anyone else who has comments on how to improve your specific home or office space, don't be shy about asking. We want to customize this convo for you. So your tip about not having a door or window behind you, I feel like, in life we're told to like keep an eye out for opportunities. And, if you have a door or window behind you, like you're literally closing yourself off to an opening or an opportunity, if you will. So I feel like that's such a cool symbolic thing.
Yes, and not only that, you're not able to see the opportunities that are coming towards you. We say when one door closes, another one opens. Well, if your back is to the door, how do you see if that's the door that's opening, the one you need to go to or should go through or want to go to, or the one that's closed and it's time to move on? There's so much symbolism in feng shui through the imagery and the placement and the positioning of everything. And it is just so rich in its wisdom. And what's always been so amazing to me is that I'll learn it and I'll implement it, and I truly do feel the difference.
That is wonderful. So we've covered a lot of ground so far. I feel like, we've been talking about like who feng shui is for and what is it. And here are some tangible tips on how to improve today, your office space, some spaces in your home. I think that's wonderful. It's similar to the people we surround ourselves with, have a big effect on us. Well, the spaces we surround ourselves with do too. So do you have any other tips you'd like to share that maybe we haven't gotten a chance to cover yet?
Well, it's just really important to recognize that feng shui, it understands the interconnectedness of everything. Basically understanding that your exterior environment is a reflection of your inner world. And by bringing in harmony and balance to your outer world, you're affecting that same sort of change on the inside. So besides decluttering, another great thing to do is just clean. We don't realize how much, dust and other types of bacteria accumulate within our space. How often are we thinking to go and dust the shelves and do all of the things? But make it a part of your ritual. If you can, just once a month, if you have someone who can also come in and help you with that, that's great. But just keeping a space clean and orderly also helps with bringing in that balance.
So wonderful. Oh, Stephanie in the chat says cleaning is her meditation.
Yeah, it's a great form of active meditation. I say when I'm washing the dishes, I'm meditating.
Well, and you're being present in that moment. You're focusing specifically on the task at hand, not trying to do 10 other things at the same time. Like, that is such a nice few minutes for yourself. And not only do you get, some peace, but then you also get a task done, which feels nice. Having a clean kitchen and an empty sink is such a gift to yourself when you wake up in the morning the next day.
It is. And that is honestly a beautiful feng shui tip is to give yourself that every morning when you wake up and you can see, oh, my kitchen is clean. And, I don't have to worry about the dishes. waking up with the intention of making your bed and opening the blinds every morning. It's a great way to start the day. And it's a wonderful idea to then at night close the blinds. Allow all of that good energy that's come inside through sunlight to just permeate throughout your home. And you'll feel so much more rested when you go to bed. It's really about also just getting the proper circadian rhythm.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for sharing that. This has been so wonderful. And if anyone has any questions they haven't had a chance to ask yet, now is your time to shine, babe. We want to see you. So how can we learn more about your services? How can we work with you? How can we stay in touch with you, Leah?
Yeah, so the best way to stay in touch with me really would be go on my website. It's lmg-creative.com. I have a contact page there. You can send me a message that way. You can also message me through Instagram, book a free discovery call. We can go out to coffee, get to know each other a little better. And that is just, it is my heart's desire to share this with other people and for others to really feel what it is to have just balance, because we have become so imbalanced, and this is a great way to do that. Just bring it back to yourself. You are worth it. You know, a lot of times we tell ourselves, oh, well, I don't need to go get a massage, I don't have time, or oh, I don't have time to journal. And no, you do, and it's a must. It truly is. There's a great book about that, Sacred Selfishness, just really taking that time for yourself. And it's not selfish. You need it so that you can help others. And Feng Shui is just a great tool, a wonderful catalyst to do that.
Thank you so, so much, Leah. This has been such a treat. Fit for Mom says, I deserve my lashes. Yes, you do.
Yes.
And Chanel says, we are always taking ourselves out of prioritizing ourselves. That is so true. So let's flip this, let's flip the table around and let's start prioritizing ourselves. Let's take care of ourselves. And Feng Shui is one way to do that. So thank you so much, Leah. You're a rock star. We will be posting this replay in the Babe Crafted Instagram feed. So anyone that didn't catch the whole thing, you can catch the replay. And don't be shy about finding Leah on Instagram, LMG Creative Feng Shui. Thank you, Leah.
Thank you, Gina. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in.
Thank you, everyone. You're all rock stars. Take care of yourselves. As Leah said, you are worth it. Enjoy your day, everyone.
Bye.